You know what I would like to do? And I think I maybe have mentioned this before. Mm-hmm. Or if anybody out there wants to do it, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I want a supercut of all of the Brou and Rook episodes that we've done.
Gosh.
Just cut together.
Yeah.
So we can kind of hear it in somewhat of a chronological order.
Yeah.
Or in the messiest way possible, because I'm pretty sure we just destroyed reading.
Oh, yeah, and then we forget what happened the previous week, and we're confused as we're reading it.
Oh, my God.
I'm mixing up Brou and Rook,
We
the
could
voices.
never fucking figure it out. I just want to hear a supercut of just that, of the insanity, and how badly we did it.
It's going to be that would be a mess. That's unlistenable.
I had a meeting. I'd like to harass him until he gives me a free weenie.
Back off! Ow!
And I do mean crackers. Greg! Egg! Get in here! Pull a concealed weapon out of a vagina. I don't need a white man's opinion on a wrinkling tie. You started without me!
Good old craps.
First, there's Andre M. Burke. This show is brought to you by Andre M. Burke and also Derek G. Brou. Then he says he changed his name to Part 2 of the Red Band trailer in my bio.
Red Band.
So our buddy cops, I believe Brou is supposed to be, let's see, I think he's supposed to be Roy Scheider, and Rook is supposed to be Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay, yeah, that sounds correct.
Exterior alley, day. Rook. All right, this is Lawrence Fishburne. So do like Matrix Lawrence Fishburne, or like generic black guy, or Cowboy Curtis?
I say Cowboy Curtis. Let's do Cowboy Curtis.
All right. All right, my man. Which car are we taking? Brou grabs Rook by the collar. Rook's aviator sunglasses are knocked to the ground, landing in a puddle of filthy water. Let's get one thing straight, Rook. I'm a lone wolf, so I'm looking for any excuse to have you thrown off the force, so's I don't have to work with you. That's right, Brou. Any beef... Oh, wait. Yeah. That's right, Brou. Any beef you got with me, you better lay on the table. Because, brother, it's your head that's on the chopping block. He peels Bru's hands off his coat, bends down to pick up his sunglasses, and then uses Bru's tie to wipe them clean. Interior car day. The graffiti youth sits in the back of a squad car. Suddenly the door opens and Rook yanks him out. Get out of here, kid. Well, go on. Beat it. Oh, wait a minute. Did I screw up the rolls? Get out of here, kid! Go on, beat it! Looking confused but appreciative, the youth sprints away. Hey, what do you think you're doing? That was my collar. Let me ask you something, Brou. Would you say that you go by the book and follow it to the letter? Damn straight. Well, if you like going by the book so much, how can you even know what's in it if you're always throwing it at people? Bru's stern facade loosens up, if only for a moment.
Oh.
And I'm going to stop there. There's more. We'll do the second part.
We'll do next time.
This is getting out of hand.
It's getting out of control. We're having Lawrence Fishburne, who is, what's his name?
Cowboy Curtis.
Cowboy Curtis. And Roy Scheider. Or Roy Schneider, as I like to say.
Nice to meet you.
It's all coming together now.
So at the top of the list, Derek G. Brou has been writing presumably a series that he would like Lawrence Fishburne and Christopher Walken and Roy Scheider, even though he's dead, to star in.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead people, and I think it's also directed by Tony Scott, also.
Yes.
No longer with us, but, hey,
Yeah.
it's a podcast. We can make things like that happen.
Interior police station day. Now, Brou and Rook, they're buddy cops, but they're kind of at odds right now.
Yeah.
Like, they don't get along. They rub against one another.
Yeah, it's not a good relationship, but it could be.
It could be, eventually.
Yeah.
Interior police station day. Captain Ronnie, played by Walken, addresses the precinct during the morning rundown. I got bad news. And I got bad news. The FBI lost contact with several of their informants in a botched mob investigation, but they've only been so charitable as to give us one name. Abby S. Just another patron name. We've been recruited, ladies and gents, to head up the new investigation into a disappearance using table scraps. For a moment, the captain seems a little tense, but then he smiles, that beautiful smile, putting everyone at ease. Captain Ronnie, here's a good place to start as any. He flips a chalkboard over to the bulletin board on the other side. We gotta find this man, mob boss numero uno, He points to the board with clues and questions pinned all over it, all centering around a photo of a mysterious silhouette. He's the big kahuna. Runs a syndicate known as the Maligned Felines. We know almost nothing about him. A menagerie of newspaper headlines and news stories about the elusive Maligned Felines flashes across the screen. Except what little information Rook he has been able to find out for us. Brou looks over at Rook with suspicion and jealousy. That's our
Maligned Felines, too. Was that the name of the organization?
Yeah.
So, Walken, big fan of cats, by the way.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, because everything in here, he's put a lot of little references into either our patrons or something Walken-ish.
There it is.
So yeah, he's a big fan of cats. So thank you, Derek. We look forward to the next part in the series.
Now, wasn't this originally supposed to be a trailer, or is it? It's clearly a pilot at this point.
At this point, he's pitching it to NBC here.
It's gonna be a 10-minute
well, he said
trailer.
He wrote out like 10 pages of script. So like it was originally like a trailer, maybe a sizzle reel, but now he's just going all out.
Straight pilot. I love it.
And we've picked it up. It's a weekly series now.
Tune in next week
for Brou and Rook.
A thing to do in Denver when you're dead. We'll shout out our Dirty Ronnies, our walking airs.
Yeah, guys.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Derek G. Brou. This show is brought to you by Derek G. Brou.
Derek G. Brou and his ongoing...
His saga that he's writing.
Right.
He's changed his name on Patreon to part 3 of what is now a full-on show in my bio. I'm so sorry. So let's get
going. We're going full-on pilot episode here.
Yeah.
Moved away from trailer, became so epic. We needed 30 minutes to tell this story. Okay.
Interior Police Station, Captain's Office, day. Brou. Oh, crap. Which one was Brou? Was he Lawrence Fishburne or was he Roy Scheider?
If it's the hard-nosed character, the no-nonsense one, it's Roy Scheider.
Well, his line is, I don't trust this guy, Captain. He's nefarious. So that makes me think he's...
I suppose now we have a conversation where you enlighten me.
I think it's Fishburne.
Fishburne.
Yeah.
All right.
It's great if they keep switching.
Yeah, well, and he also, I did Captain Carl, Lawrence Fishburne, last time. He said he was thinking more of the Matrix, Lawrence Fishburne.
All right, so you got to switch it up.
All right. I don't trust this guy, Captain. He's nefarious. Insert of Brou walking in on Rook, stashing non-regulation weapons in the station locker room. There are grenades, switchblades, and a jet black pair of 44 Magnums.
Wait, he's stuffing him in what? A locker?
A locker. Rook points one at Brou and pulls the trigger. Click. It isn't loaded. This is Roy Scheider.
Right. You're holding the rubber band. You're smashing your nose.
Smash my nose in.
What'd you think? I was gonna make rain bullets right here in the station? Not my style.
It kind of sounds like a deaf person, which is terrible.
Isn't that okay?
It's like Lou Ferrigno over
Back to the captain's office. Brou, his motives are unclear at this point in the story, and I can't tell you if he's going to wind up a sinister antagonist at the end of my gun barrel, or the best man at my wedding. Captain Ronnie, maybe it'll be both. There's a whole other scene here we'll save for next time. It's in a strip club. Sponsor. This show is brought to you by two people, Derek G. Brou and Andre M. Burke.
They're our sponsors.
They are our sponsors. Derek G. Brou, who has been writing a buddy cop series.
Yes.
And we're putting the scripts in the bio section of his Patreon page. When we last left our heroes, Rook and Brou.
We always forget who plays who. Roy Scheider and Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne is Brou.
No.
I'm just looking at the dialogue because Roy Scheider is the loose cannon.
I said no.
Roy Scheider's always loose cannon. Always loose cannon.
Okay.
No.
Okay, yeah. And Lawrence Fishburne, this is Lawrence Fishburne from The Matrix, not Lawrence Fishburne from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
All right, so, interior strip club. Rook receives a lap dance. Brou stands cross-armed, looking on disapprovingly. So what did you do to get taken off the maligned felines case the first time? Have anything to do with this Abby S. person? And Roy Scheider, I'm going to push my nose in so it sound like Lou Ferrigno, like you said.
Oh, no.
Well, I tried doing it. You said it sounded like I was partially deaf.
Yeah, terrible.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to.
That's not Roy Scheider. I don't know how to do Roy Scheider.
There's no real Roy Scheider. He's a great everyman.
Yeah, definitely.
He's going against type in this movie.
Yes.
So don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to.
Jeez, you're a real piece of work. You expect to find a lead in this nice young lady's hoo-ha? Relax, Brou. We're off duty. Besides, this is a good vantage point. Vantage point to what?
Pussy.
Exactly. Rook points out each stripper's nether region. One girl has a Cheshire cat tattooed on her hip. Another has a Hello Kitty. Felix the cat adorns a third girl's thigh. They all have one. Catching on? Let's get upstairs. Talk to the manager. I'll meet you up there in 5 minutes and $20. Actually, reverse that. Hey, baby, you guys got a back room in this joint? Oh, you are just a disgrace. You know they call you Rook the Crook down at the station? And they should call you Derek the Cleric because of your moral rigidity. You gotta drop this holier-than-thou bullshit, my man. How you gonna have a character arc if you don't lighten up? What am I, Noah? I'll tell you what I'll tell everyone. I don't know nothing about Noah. Suddenly Brou is conked on the back of the head with a lead pipe. It's the stripper who takes off out the door. Rook pulls Brou to his feet. Where'd she pull that from? Don't ask questions. I've changed Roy Scheider so many questions.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to.
Looking for a lead in a hoo-ha, huh? Talk about a pipe dream. Got him. They take off after her, and the chase begins. It's like, it sounds...
Want to go to the spa? Spaghetti? You're trying to do spaghetti?
Our show is also brought to you by Derek G. Brou, who's changed his name to, on Patreon, to part 4 of Rook and Brou. Tell me to stop. So here we go.
Oh, is he asking us? Is he saying, tell me to stop? You need to tell me to stop.
You need to tell me to stop or
No,
it's going to get out of control.
No. We're not telling you to stop. Keep going.
So here we go. Exterior alley. Moments later. See, they were just at a strip club, right? I think they had just...
Yes, they just left a strip club.
Yeah.
And they're chasing our Spider-Woman.
That's right. All right, so we got our buddy cops here. Half naked, the stripper sprints through the alley, toppling trash cans to slow the detectives down. But just before she makes it to the street, a large bull terrier pops out of nowhere and corners the girl with a fierce growl. Brou looks frightened for the girl. All right, now which one is it? Brou is... We do this every fucking time.
We need to write it down. What he should do, the first time when they appear, can you put in parentheses
who is Lawrence Fishburne and who is
Roy
Scheider? Last Embrace?
Yep. Roy Last Embrace. That's because he's dead.
Yeah.
And he was in that movie. And Jonathan Demme's dead. Everybody's fucking dead. All right, yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay, I think Brou is Lawrence Fishburne. Don't move, sweetheart. Awful. Rook is as cool and collected as ever. He looks the frothing beast right in the eye.
The frothing.
Woof, woof, woof. Bark, bark. Woof. The dog relaxes its growl.
Wait, he said that? Those are his lines? He's communicating dog?
Yeah, turning his head sideways.
So he spoke dog.
Bark, bark, bark. Woof, woof, woof. Respecting Rook's cryptic request, it begins to back away and then turns tail to scurry off. I think we'll just leave it at that. That's the end of that scene.
Oh my god. Alright.
I love it. So I'm looking forward to the next scene from this bizarre buddy cop pilot.
Out of control.
Moving on to...
He spoke dog.
He did.
Alright.
I'm cooking. I'm on a roll. What's the matter with you? Boom!
What the fuck have they been up to?
See
What's
how our
going
dirty
on?
brownies are doing. Well, at the very tippy top, this podcast is brought to you by Derek G. Brou, who's changed his name on Patreon to Trying to Wrap This Up, but I want to get to everyone.
Nice.
Which is, when we last left Brou and Rook, our buddy cop duo,
Yes.
they were, let's see, hold on a second, I gotta remember this.
They're chasing the Spider Woman?
They were chasing a stripper.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so it looks like the stripper got away.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Instantly explosion rocks. I'm trying to read up. Okay, they're in Christopher Walken's office. He plays Captain Ronnie.
Captain Ronnie. Got it.
So, interior, captain's office day. The captain wears a sweaty smile. Let me repeat this out loud to myself one more time, because if I don't hear myself saying it, chances are it's not real. Brou and Rook seem confused by this strange declaration. You went to a strip club, dropped a petty cash on a lap dance from a stripper who, only by pure coincidence, happened to be involved with the maligned felines, and then murdered her after allowing to pull a concealed weapon out of her vagina. But not before our boy Rook talked the dog down from doing something he might regret, and the young lady revealed we may have a rat in our midst, at which point the entire building was incinerated. For some unknown reason, every witness and possibly blown to bits, basically every scrap of evidence chewed up and swallowed like balsa wood in so many childhood airplane kits, figuratively speaking. Is that about the long and short of it? Good Lord.
Brilliant Walken monologue, by the way. They utilized him so perfectly. And
That's right. That's one of his strengths.
Right.
Brou.
We forget every time. We
whatever.
need to write it down on our hand, like in The Simpsons, where it's like Carl equals black, Lenny equals white.
All right. She killed herself, Captain, with cyanide. Oh, I see. And was that also hidden in her vagina as well? Nobody answers. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm glad to see you two are getting along. But as for your little tale, I must say, it breaks my suspension of disbelief just a little bit. On a dime, Captain Ronnie goes from pleasant to terrifying. He picks up an overhead projector. One name, 0 leads, and a filthy rat! He hurtles the projector through a window, and it plummets 10 floors to the crowded street below, exploding on impact. FBI's so far up my ass, I got a tickle in the back of my throat from the feathers in their cap. Calm again. The hands are tied, they tell me. Couldn't just sweep it under the rug, and now we're supposed to help clean up their mess without so much as a mop and bucket. If either one of you has got any leads, anything at all, now's the time. Again, no one answers. Captain Ronnie, then get out of my office! Get out there, damn it! Raspy whisper, give me something. End scene.
Good Lord.
Brava. Bellissima, brava.
What are we at?
I don't
Where
know.
are we at? Like, this podcast is brought to you by Derek G. Brou, and he sent me a message about the ongoing saga of the Derek Brou and Rook buddy cop series that he's writing.
Yes.
And he said, hold on one second. He said, oh no, my bad. After you read the scene where the stripper takes off running, I deleted it so it would be easier for you to find out where you left off, but you skipped the second half of it thinking it was the first half and started at the scene with Walken in his office. But Walken pretty much monologues everything that happened in that part, and then the strip club explodes, blah, blah, blah. So you don't really have to go back, although one reviewer called the scene incredible, with terrific performances. Well, thank you, Derek. I appreciate that.
Wait, so one reviewer?
I guess this is, we're getting some reviews.
It's not for a mainstream audience, and despite a big-name cast and a director who typically stands for quality, I was more depressed by this picture than impressed.
It was intended to leave you cold. I think I liked the movie a lot more than you did. I would like to make it clear that most people are probably going to hate it, be repelled by it, or walk out of it, just as they did at the Cannes Film Festival.
Why is that?
Because it's too tough for them to take.
Oh, you mean
Really
Roger?
Is. Yes, it is.
It is. Wait a second.
Sex involving wounds and blood and scabs and braces. A lot of people don't want to see it, don't want to have anything to do with it, don't want to get close to it.
I want to be clear. Do you think that that's my objection, the nature of my objection?
I felt that your objection was that you didn't really bring any sympathy to what he was trying to do, and I'll tell you what he was trying to do. He's trying to make a pornographic movie without pornography.
And your performance is riveting.
Thank you. As I confuse which characters are which, I'm sure it's absolutely...
We still can't figure it out. Did you write it on your hand, who's who? Because I think that's the only way we can remember.
Okay, well, now we know because I believe Mark Rook labeled himself as, what's his name? Morpheus. Lawrence Fishburne. He changed his name to, hold on one second, just getting into the patrons here. Mark Rook said he changed his name to Officer Mark Rook, as played by Lawrence Fishburne. So thank you, that really helps me keep it straight.
Brou.
Let's see what we got here.
Did you write down on your hand which one he is today?
Enlighten me.
Brou is Lawrence Fishburne.
No.
Got it. Brou is Lawrence Fishburne. Mark Rook is...
Enlighten me.
Scheider?
No, I'm sorry. Rook is Fishburne. I had that completely wrong. So, Rook is... No, but I definitely have it now, I swear.
Brava. Bellissima, brava.
Okay, all right. Make sure you got it. Make sure you take a moment.
Okay. So
repeat it to me. Repeat it to me so I understand, because I always forget.
What's great is... all right, so Derek has now written in parentheses Scheider after Brou in the script for me. So thank you very much, Derek.
Oh, man, we're idiots. We're total idiots.
Yeah.
We probably confuse it every time.
Completely.
And we sound like just morons. But yeah, okay, anyway.
Exterior of the station. This is immediately after Captain Ronnie just said, "Get out of my office. Get out there, damn it. Give me something." Exterior of the station. Moments later. Brou, Scheider. Now, just what the hell was that back there? A feather in your cap is an old North American idiom derived from the belief that Native Americans put one feather in their headdress for every enemy. Say, not that. You and that pit bull that tried to eat the stripper. Brett. Excuse me? Brett D'Onofrio. Brou looks astounded. Brett is another one of our sponsors.
Yes,
one of our patrons. Wait, I forgot who's who. Brou, good lord.
Bellissima, brava. Whoa! You got the moves. I'll give you that.
You forgot. Brou is Roy Scheider.
Okay, got it.
Rook is Fishburne.
Yeah.
I literally wrote it down on a Post-it for myself. I'm going to tape it to my computer so I'll know forever.
All right. Who the hell? What, am I crazy? Am I supposed to believe you can talk to dogs now? Any other wild animals you intend on holding peace talks with? Hell, I was raised in the wild, man. A wild animal is what I am. Shit, we're all wild animals at heart. Homeless dogs wander in the desolate ash heap that is New York City, just existing to live and living to exist. I'm just a little more in tune with my dog heart than most. Rook puts on his cool guy sunglasses, his Morpheus glasses, if you will, and struts towards the car. So I'm supposed to call you new friend Brett D'Onofrio? That, or Deus Ex. He's gonna save our ass come the third act. You can't see it now, but you're gonna be glad that he's Brou and Rook's faithful companion. And that's our last scene that we have so far. I believe we have another installment of Brou and Rook. Oh, by the way, I sent you a picture. We'll put it on the Facebook. Taylor Costello, one of our beautiful Dirty Ronnies, sent us a fake poster of Brou and Rook, and it's really amazing.
Yeah.
And
it's very good because he put everyone's names on there for us. Roy Scheider as Mark Rook, Lawrence Fishburne as Derek Brou, so we know now.
Yeah.
And I also have a piece of paper, a little sticky note on my computer that says Brou, parentheses, Rook, and, or Brou is Fishburne,
Yeah.
And, of course, Rook is Scheider. So, we
Yeah.
know. We will forever know.
Absolutely. So, Rook, and we, in the Brou and Rook script here, Derek has put Rook, and then in parentheses, Fishburne, and then Brou, and then in parentheses, rubber band face. So I definitely know who that is now. So, interior squad car day. Rook, Fishburne, where are we headed? For some real detective work. We tried it your way, now we're gonna try it mine. What would you say your greatest passion is, besides talking to animals and lap dances? Guns and horses. For some reason, I knew you were going to say that. Well, my greatest passions are 1, following the letter of the law down to a T, as you've been made aware. And 2, making connections. And 3, hardware. Serious hardware. Open the glove box. Rook leans forward and pops the dash compartment open. Inside is a sweet high-end Rolodex with a matte black finish, laminated name displays, colorized, and chrome letter dividers, all topped off with a stylish but understated cover plate in stainless steel. Rook pulls his glasses down in awe. Well, Brou. Oh, wait. Oh, that was Lawrence Fishburne. Fuck, I have the poster in front of me.
You have the poster in front of you. All right, sorry.
Brou. GMT Master. Pause for effect. DOS. It's the 92 model. Won't be available till next year. Very sleek. Every person I've ever interviewed for a statement is in that thing, and people who make multiple appearances, I file at the top. A close-up of the first name in the file reads, Sasha, plain and tall Morello. He's a street urchin of sorts. This guy's plugged into everything, knows all the big wheelers and dealers. For a price, if it goes down in his neighborhood, we can get him to tell us about it. Plain and tall. I think it's supposed to be ironic. You'll see what I mean. And that's our scene for this week. I think I might do, like, in post. Once you send me the podcast, I'll put like some like cop music in the background. I think this needs like some 70s, not like 90s, I guess. 90s like stuff.
The ongoing story continues.
Dirty Ronnies.
Walkenaires. Or Dirty Ronnies. We care about them.
Absolutely. I got a message from Derek G. Brou, who sent me a message saying that he is now going to be sending us, when he posts his weekly Brou and Rook scenes, he's going to keep them to one scene. And also explain previously on Brou and Rook. So that really helps us out.
That really helps us out, because I can't even remember half the time.
Yeah. So he does have a new installment here. He goes, last week on Brou and the Rook. Brou reveals his big black Rolodex to Rook while they're driving. Rook is impressed, and we learn Bru's eyes and ears on the street is a man who goes by the moniker Plain and Tall, to be played by a surprised guest star.
Okay.
Exterior street corner. We hard cut from Brou and Rook to Sasha, plain and tall, played by 1990s long-haired Steve Buscemi, hopping around by a newsstand while rubbing his hands together, trying to keep warm on this chilly New York winter's day.
Okay, I got it visually in my head. Okay.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that. He tries to get a wealthy-looking woman's attention, but she steadfastly ignores him. Sasha. Now I think I have a good Steve Buscemi impersonation. I'm going to try it.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like to buy a paper?
What's the matter? You don't care about current events?
Oh, I see. You're more of an ancient history broad, aren't you? You stuck-up old bitch. Who needs you?
Brou and Rook pull up in front of the foul-mouthed vendor and get out to harass him. Now,
where's your notes?
Brou is Lawrence Fishburne. No, Brou is...
Where's the poster?
Where's the poster? I need the Brou.
Where's the poster?
Yep, I have the poster in front of me. Brou is Lawrence Fishburne. Yes, he is. Yep. Well, if it isn't my favorite low-life desperado.
Oh, geez, bro, I'm a little busy here. Why don't you come back tomorrow, okay? Who's this?
This is someone you don't want to be messing with. Why are you using me to intimidate?
He's not deaf. You think you sound like you're doing a really, really distasteful deaf person impression. You just have to just push your nose in.
I'm trying to do it without doing it, but then
Roy Scheider.
Roy Scheider. Okay, we'll do that. Why are you using me to intimidate? I just sound like a Simpsons character. Why are you using me to intimidate him? I thought you said you'd pay for the info. Yeah, but you blew all the petty cash, didn't you? Or did it blow you? Flattered, Rook chuckles.
Look, can't you see I'm working here? Legitimately, might I add. So either grease the palms, buddy, or scram. You're scaring away my customers.
Rook grabs him by the collar. All right. Listen to me, you bug. I keep going into, like, Lou Ferrigno. I can't. I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to do very distasteful. Listen to me, you bug-eyed Dracula-looking motherfucker. And listen good. You know what deep cover is? I've sold drugs, I've watched people die, and I did nothing. I killed people. But that's the great thing about life on the street. You know how it's gonna be. It's always the same. It's always getting worse. The jungle creed says the strongest feed on any prey that it can. And I was branded a beast at every feast before I ever became a man. So how about it, plain and tall? Do you know how it's gonna be?
You went into like a little bit of a rap there. That was impressive.
It was good. So I'm gonna stop it there. That seems like a good stopping point. What do you think?
Sure, yeah.
All right, and then we'll pick it up next week on Brou and Rook. Thank you.
Good God.
Thank you, Derek G. Brou, for that next installment.
Steve Buscemi up in here.
I got excited. So, first of all, this show is brought to you by, we have two sponsors. There's Derek G. Brou, who's changed his name to Brou is Late Again.
So he's script writing.
I think he was catching up to our episodes.
Right.
I don't know where we left off, but I'm just going to give it a shot here. Listen to me, you bug-eyed Dracula-looking motherfucker, and listen good. You know what deep cover is? I've sold drugs, I've watched people die, and I did nothing. I killed people. But that's the great thing about life on the street. You know how it's gonna be. It's always the same. It's always getting worse. The jungle creed says the strongest feed on any prey that it can. And I was branded a beast at every feast before I ever became a man. So how about it, plain and tall? Do you know how it's gonna be? That's great. Oh, man. Rook proceeds to throw Plain and Tall through the wall of his own newsstand. Brou, and in parentheses, rubber band face. Whoa, I just wanted you to intimidate him, not force an existential crisis on the guy. That's my best Roy Scheider. Deal with it.
Jesus Christ, why don't you put your dog on a leash, huh?
Rook growls at him. All right, what do you know about the malign felines? Spill it, Plain and Tall.
All right. I don't know much, but let's just say their tattoos indicate more than their gender.
Rook says, elaborate.
They have 3 or 4 main headquarters, and their tats indicate where they were recruited and trained. Cheshire Cat, that's Wonderland. City of Angels, L.A. Get me?
Here's another question. You recognize the name Abby S?
Abby S? Nah, like I said, I don't know much. I have heard one name, though. Pretty sure he's the New York branch manager. Skeletor P. Funk ring any bells?
Don't fuck with me, so help me God, I'll feed you to a wood chipper.
Whoa, a little on the nose with the references, aren't we?
Sorry.
Yeah, I get it.
Fargo. Come on, Brou. That's second-rate stuff. I mean, that's rookie shit. I get it. All right, Sasha. We'll be in touch. Brou and Rook head for the car and begin getting in.
Hey, who's gonna pay for this damage?
I guess they fucked up his newsstand. Yeah. Don't know, but if you ask my partner, he'll probably tell you to use the money you saved up, not tipping waitresses or some half-inspired bullshit like that.
Fucking Tarantino and his gotta work in his fucking thoughts into every fucking script. Yeah, my ideas, alright?
Yeah. Okay, the reference was lazy, we get it. Brou begins muttering to himself like a 50s sitcom husband with lots of why I oughtas and a dash of I tell you one of these days. And then they go drive off. So that was the latest in the Brou and Rook saga.
Good God.
We'll find out what happens next week. They're looking for Abby S., who's our one female patron on Patreon.
So far.
Or that we know of.
There could be.
Yeah. Let's talk about these guys. First of all, our show is brought to you by Derek G. Brou, who's changed his name to Brou is Really Falling Behind, talking about his ongoing buddy cop series that he submits to be read at the top of every show that includes the names of all our patrons. And now he's really fucking confusing us because we looked at the poster. And when he started writing this buddy cop series, and then somebody did a fan poster of it, it's Brou burned black, Lawrence Fishburne is supposed to be this character, Derek Brou. And Roy Scheider is supposed to be Mark Rook. Roy Rook. So now he's written, I'm going to go to his latest installment of Brou and Rook.
He changed them on us.
Rook, Morpheus glasses. He put that in parentheses.
Oh, shit, we did get it confused.
But the poster, then whoever made someone's trying to sabotage us and make us look like idiots.
I don't know if they're trying to sabotage us or we're so confused that then our confusion just spread to everyone. It's at the end of the day, it's our fault.
It's probably
yeah. Let's be honest.
All right,
it's our fault. Okay.